Welcome to Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Graham O'Brien, and in this week's news roundup, more than just classic bikes on offer, Grey Power AGM needs votes, Harvest Party in Richmond, and much more.
In breaking news, a three-storey house in Stoke caught fire about midday on Friday. Leslie Morris and his wife were watching TV and heard a loud bang. They then investigated and found that their house was on fire. They were safely able to get out to the road. The house is insured and they have lived in the house for about 15 years. The fire brigade were on hand and attacking the fire from all directions, and the house is believed to have been totally gutted. We'll have more information on this in our news next week.
The who's who of Nelson Motorbike World turned down on Wednesday night for the Classic Motorcycles Museum grand opening, which was quite spectacular, with restored motorcycles from floor to ceiling from nearly every English and American motorcycle maker. The grand surprise for all those attending was the unveiling of the Britten motorcycle designed by the late John Britten. His widow Christine Britten was there to present the motorcycle for display and for a question and answer session alongside some of the members of the original design team.
We still have Britten Motorcycle Company.
Yes.
We lost our building in the earthquakes, and we lost the workshop. Was sold years ago. We had still been endeavouring to service or at least to replace parts and work on the bikes for people when we still had a workshop, but we've stopped doing that now. So the answer is no, we don't produce bikes, and we haven't got any plans for the future to do so. Who knows? McLaren stopped for 40 years before they started again. I mean, the Fastest Indian's a great story. John's story was amazing too. So yeah, who knows?
Huge congratulations go to Tom and Heather Sturgis for making such a wonderful exhibition in Nelson for locals and visitors to enjoy. This week we had the man who made Nelson Grey Power what it is today, Gordon Curry, who is standing unopposed for the position of Grey Power President, tells us what has prompted him to put his name forward again.
Gordon, you resigned from Grey Power a number of years ago now.
What, 2.5 years?
Yeah. Why did you do that? Why did you step down?
Basically because I was on the hospital board and the work pressure was just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So the opportunity arose, so I stepped down from Grey Power. Yep.
You stepped down, but your association with Grey Power's been ongoing.
Well, yeah, you're quite right there. First of all, I was the representative for Nelson Marlborough West Coast, which meant that I was on the board of the Grey Power Federation, and then I got elected to Vice President's job on the Grey Power Federation, which involves quite a lot of work, and so it meant that I've kept myself fully involved with the Grey Power Federation,
yeah.
And that we are fully aware of the Grey Power situation throughout New Zealand. And we are trying to do our best for all the members of Grey Power.
Right. So your experience in Grey Power is immense, and is this why you've chosen to come back and put your name in the hat to run for president's?
Well, yes. To me, it was very heart-rendering to see what was going on, because when I left Nelson Grey Power, when I moved down from the president's job, it was fully functional. There was a fully equipped office. There was just under 10,000 members. There was just on $100,000 in savings in the bank. It was a very, very
well
swept
run.
up. Yeah, It's definitely the largest association in New Zealand, and a lot of work went into that. There was a lot of volunteers who did sterling work, and also the office staff. And at the time when I left, the two office staff that are there now they were working in the office when I left.
Right.
And Vice President Kevin Gardner talks about how important this AGM is to the future of Nelson Grey Power. Kevin, thanks for coming in and taking the time to talk to us. I know you're a very, very busy man with all the things that you do. You're also a Zone 5 coordinator for Grey Power, which is from Hokitika up, which is a huge area at all the top of the south, and your work commitments on top of that. Do you have time for much else?
No, I'm a member of various clubs and associations, which I don't have an administrative role in. This is the only thing I've devoted really time to because I believe in Grey Power.
That's fair enough. That's great. And it's basically a full-time job without the pay, I should imagine.
No, not really. No, we have office staff that do a terrific amount of work. And myself, it's just monthly meetings, and this recent times it's been weekly meetings.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Kevin, the AGM is on the 1st of April.
Yep.
We've got Gordon Curry is going to be president as he's standing unelected, unopposed. Sorry.
Yeah, that's correct.
So we already know who the president is. With all that's been going on with Grey Power recently, obviously it's not a usual AGM or run-of-the-mill AGM. Have some comments on that, please.
It's pretty vital that we get a great amount of members there. We've had criticism that it should be at 5:30 at evening, but we've timed it for 10:30 in the morning, which is the majority of time available for Grey Power members, for the majority of Grey Power members. For those that can't make it, we have proxy voting. The venue is a big venue. It's got a terrific amount of car parking, easy accessible. It's a nice bright building. It's a credit to the Annesbrook Church that we're getting it from. And it's been used by politicians, it's been used by everybody else, and it is a terrific venue to have it.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's a big one. Do you know what's the numbers can be held in the Annesbrook?
That I haven't checked up on, but I know 300 to 500 people would be easy. It's comfortable seating, it is bright and airy, and it's modern.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be surprised when 3,000 to 5,000 people turn up then.
Well, that would be nice. That would be nice.
Well, yeah, going back to that, I mean, the meetings that have been held so far under the Grey Power banner by Neville Mayle, they've attracted about 160 people, and he's been calling that a majority. How do you feel about that?
A majority of what? It is less than 1% of the membership.
Yeah.
Those I will not denigrate the people that went to that. It was not, shall we say, constitutional meetings. They were not constitutional meetings. We've had 2 legal opinions on that. It may have been under the banner, but it wasn't authorised by the Grey Power management, and it was Mr. Mayle's meetings.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, sure. And with the group calling themselves the Progressives, standing for all the committee positions, do you feel this is a turning point for Grey Power or even a crisis?
No, just me personally, the first thing that comes up is the Hands Up Brigade that run the council, and they're no longer there. I believe, this is me personally, this is like a Trojan horse. I think their sole objective is to put Mr. Mayle back in power. I have emails to prove that.
Yep, okay. Steiner School's annual fundraiser fair was on last Sunday, and family groups were there to enjoy the day with many alternative stalls and activities for the young and old to enjoy. Displays of the students' handiwork were available for people to see, and parents showed off their own talents through their handicraft displays. There was a range of music and dancing for people to enjoy, with many staying on to enjoy the day despite the heavy rain that began to fall early afternoon. Chrissy Small caught up with parents and teachers alike to discuss the fair and find out a bit more about what Steiner School offers to those attending, not just the children, but for the parents as well.
Now, Sarah, you're a parent here.
Yes.
And this is a great little fair, and obviously this is a little room of fantasy. Tell me a wee bit about what we have here.
Well, this is our magical room. We call ourselves the Midnight Elves. And Ellen over here and I run the group, and it's the parents from the school who make toys based along Steiner's principles of toy making, using all natural materials to sell, to make money for the school, because we're always having to fundraise, which is probably what makes our community so strong, because we don't have any other funding, so we have to fund ourselves. So yeah, we have many happy hours making these toys. We use all natural materials, as I said, so we get in wool felt, cotton, wood. We stuff our toys with wool, fleece. There's plenty of that around in New Zealand, which is good. It's also a very big community building group. So on a Wednesday morning we meet up in a room, and we have cups of tea and a lot of chatting, and we teach people how to make the toys. And so we're fundraising. We provide the toys for the community and anyone else that wants to buy them, and we community build. It ticks lots of boxes, and it's a lot of fun because we all love making and doing the craft.
Fantastic. Now, obviously a lot of hours of work in here. And
that's why we're called the Midnight Elves.
Yeah, right. And what is so special about Steiner for you as a parent?
When I was looking for a school for my children, they were in a state play centre in Sydney, and they didn't really like it very much. They were very little. They were 3, and I was looking for a school, a primary school to send them to. And I took my niece to a good primary school in the area, and it was so scary. There was a headmaster with a megaphone and shouting out orders to them all. I was thinking, I cannot send my child to this school. I have to find something more nurturing than this. And so I started looking around, and a friend of mine sent her children to the Steiner School in Sydney. That's where we lived at the time. From that point on, I went to see it, and I took my child to the playgroup there. The first time, she just ran off by herself without me, no crying, no clinging, and I thought, this is it. This is the thing for her, and it was also the thing for me, because I was introduced immediately to the craft. Being an ex-textile designer, I was seduced immediately. And the more I learnt about the philosophy of Steiner education as I joined in with this playgroup, the more I realised this is the only way, really. It's a completely holistic education that educates the hands, the heart and the head, whereas I see most mainstream education is educating the head only, and that's why I love it.
I'm here with Jane, who is a teacher at Steiner, and Fabienne, who is the organiser of this fair. Now, what a great day. Even though the weather's kind of intermittent here, it's been a great turnout. Are you happy with the way things have gone?
Very well, yeah. No, well, we looked at the weather yesterday and we thought it's going to start raining at 10, and it didn't. And it's holding off, and it should be holding off for a little bit longer. So, yeah, really happy. Lots of people.
Yeah. We're delighted so many families have come.
Now, the school doesn't actually receive mainstream funding, does it?
We do receive a certain amount per year. Yeah, between 9,000 and between 900 and 1,100 per child, but it depends on the pool how many private school pupils in New Zealand. So the parents need to donate the rest of the costs.
Right. So it's not cheap, is it, really, when you think about the expertise that goes into running a school and the costs of running a school?
It's an investment because the children are very well prepared for high school and therefore for life.
Tell me a bit about what the Steiner philosophy is. What makes it so different to mainstream schools?
It's about education of the head, the hands and the heart. And so the children are doing things, and then their feeling realm is involved with that, whether it's painting or handwork or gardening or building or whatever it is that they're learning, they're actually doing it.
So this is a good way for children to learn practical skills, isn't it? And to explore their creativity.
And it goes beyond that. It's really helping the child to be confident within their personality. So everybody has different talents and gifts, and this education really brings that out. And so we have a lot of very confident children leaving the school, and this is reflected in the results our high school students have at the Motueka High School.
Yes, their high school says, please send us more pupils.
Okay. Well, that says something about the quality of what's going on here.
Yes.
And also putting forward these young human beings into the real world is quite extraordinary, and is a good launch pad.
Yes.
Great. Now, tell me a bit about what we've got on that you're presenting for the children today.
Well, quite often people say, how is Steiner School different from state school? And the main difference initially is that the first 2 hours of the day aren't one subject. We do main lesson blocks. They last 3 or 4 weeks. And later you'll be able to see a geometry main lesson block. So the child is able to really deeply go into that study every day for 3 or 4 weeks. And then it sleeps for a while, and then English might come, or maths might come, or geography might come, something else. And the main lesson is a really, really rich way of studying. And the rest of the day is practice lessons. There's a fabulous community. Somebody said, how come there are so many people? And it's because the kindergarten is more than 30 years old, and that community of warmth then enfolds us when there's a function. Right. So very, very well looked after. We look forward to moving to our new land. It's the 11% of the new school.
And so what will happen to this particular part of the school?
Well, we're leased here, and we're here until the end of next year.
Okay.
Local man Rifkin Karloran from Vanuatu was and is doing what he can to help his people and country who have been devastated by Cyclone Pam this week. I caught up with Rifkin down on the banks of the Maitai at the charity Sausage Sizzle, where he offered insightful comments on how his people will deal with this major weather event. Rifkin, how are things for you?
For me, it's been like I've been here for like 3 weeks now. So after I left the country, it was kind of hard knowing that, you know, Cyclone Pam came and destroyed the islands, and I feel hopeless not being there. You know, I've just been here for 3 weeks and I couldn't do anything. I don't have the cash to go back, but I could, you know, help out by raising funds. And also we got boxes in different checkpoints, so collecting boxes. So we're going to send off Tuesday, tomorrow morning. So we're going to send that off to Auckland, and from Auckland to Vanuatu. So hopefully that goes good with the boxes today.
Wow. So you've only been in New Zealand for 3 weeks, so you just left just before the cyclone came?
Yeah, so I just left before the cyclone hit, so that was a devastation, and just being here I just feel like a sitting duck, you know, hopeless, going around. So yeah, it's kind of hard for me.
Yeah, that's a real shame. And have you heard from your family at home? Is everything okay? Can you contact with them?
Yep, contacts are back up again. Like, it was down for 2 weeks or so, but yep, in the main town, Port Vila, the contacts are back up, but the other outer islands, the other 65 to, there's nothing, so there's no contact there. It's hard to get aid there, but last week there's aid going so far with the, yeah.
Oh, well, best wishes to all of us, and we hope everything's all right for you and your family and that it gets back on their feet soon.
Yeah, that's one good thing about Pacific Islanders or Nivans. If you're from Vanuatu, you call yourself Nivans. Whatever happens, they still have a smile in their face, and, you know, they want to pick up from where they start and just, you know, make Vanuatu a better place. And it is voted the happiest place 2 times in a row, so they still have that smile on their faces no matter what.
Great, thanks very much, Rifkin.
Sweet as, bro.
A meeting has now been called for the 15th of April between residents of Pakowhar Beach community and the Tasman Council to discuss the erosion problems the community are continually facing. Pakowhar Beach resident Laurie Jarrett, who initially spoke to Mainland News about the erosion problem after many, felt the council's response of sand push-up was inadequate. Told Mainland this week that residents are now putting together a positive working solution to the issue to present to council representatives at the meeting. From 2 weeks ago, when Mainland's Chrissy Small was there at Pakowhar Beach in Golden Bay, we can now see the erosion that was caused overnight on Monday the 23rd by a 10-knot wind and a high tide. This has left no doubt that more land has been removed from an area that had been part of Council's $250 per section sand push-up solution to halt erosion. From this change, we can see that this push-up has not worked, and this problem is now a matter of some urgency to find a proper workable fix for those affected residents. And finally, last Friday night, the Tasman District Council threw a party to celebrate the end of summer titled Summer Harvest Fair. The free concert drew a large crowd into Sundial Square to sample local produce while listening to local talent performing on stage. Food stalls were busy dishing out dinner, and by the end of the evening, folks were dancing in the dark to a Springsteen classic. A new cover band named Urban entertained those there with classics from the 50s and to the 80s, and our camera caught the 5-piece act, who was supported by Craig Lee, a local singer-songwriter.
told me it would last forever. Oh, but when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life. Oh yeah, back in the summer of '69. Oh, me and my baby, '69. It was the summer of '69. Oh yeah. Ooh, oh, '69. Ooh, the summer of '69.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Hi everyone, I'm Malcolm Harris from The Facilitators. We now look after sales for Mainland TV, radio, Sky and online. New Zealand On Air's latest Colmar Brunton survey confirms Mainland's large multimedia audience. If you're in business or want to put a message out to everyone in the Nelson Tasman region, plus nationwide on Sky or worldwide online, please give me a call or see our website at www.mainlandtv.nz.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
Hi, I'm John McMillan at the Nelson Power Tool Centre. We have great prices on all the top quality brands of power tool. Tools and equipment at our showroom 146 Tahunanui Drive in Nelson. The Nelson Power Tool Centre, the specialists that stand behind and service what we sell.
Oh, to be healthy.
Lifestyle, diet and exercise, complemented with quality supplements, can provide you the insurance vital for your natural health and well-being. With over 10 years professional experience making some of New Zealand's most trusted nutritional supplement brands, visit the O to Be Healthy factory outlet in Wakatu Industrial Estate. Over 200 supplements to choose from, free on-site parking, no middleman.
Oh, to be healthy. Caring for you naturally.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
We're the team at Jaycar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics, toys,
sound systems, cables and much, much more.
Jaycar, 120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Positive Aging Expo is taking place this Friday the 27th of March at the Headingley Centre in Richmond, with the official opening beginning at 10:30 a.m. The event is aimed at older adults and their families, and admission is free with complimentary tea, coffee and biscuits. Lunch will be available for purchase. The Mai Tai quiz is set on the new section of the Mai Tai walkway, and you can do it as a fun Easter holiday activity with the whole family and be in to win a prize by matching the native plants to the numbered locations. This runs through till the 17th of April. For more information, please go to the link below. The exhibition of contemporary visual artworks titled But I Can't Wash It Off, etc. by local artists at the Refinery Art Space, created by Nick Haig, goes through to the 28th of March, every day except Sundays. In the temporary Suter Art Gallery at 28 Halifax Street, the exhibition Minkisi Art and Belief in West and Central Africa, a presentation of masks and statues from West and Central Africa delivering messages about culture, traditions, histories and beliefs. It is running until the 12th of April. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
I'm Francis from Nelson Auto Glass. We repair all auto glass, stone chips, windscreen replacements, scratch removal.
If you have an auto glass issue, our team will sort it.
Nelson Auto Glass Specialist, 84 Vanguard Street, Nelson.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.